General Hibbard, Command Sergeant Major Beeson, guests, friends, and family members of the Ram Battalion, good morning and welcome to the Spring 2021 Commissioning Ceremony, where we recognize our ROTC cadets who are about to be commissioned as second lieutenants into the United States Army. I am Captain Joshua Curtis, Assistant Professor of Military Science for the Army ROTC Ram Battalion. Please stand for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for honors, the playing of the national anthem, and the invocation given by Cadet Peter Jurgens.
Please bow. Almighty Creator, we thank you for watching over us and sustaining us as a nation. Your strong hand has steadied us during times of difficulty and gone before us in times of adversity. We give you thanks today for the United States and the leaders that guide its people. Throughout history, you have raised up strong and courageous men and women to lead the way in the defense of freedom. We thank you for this day of celebration, that we can stand before you and acknowledge the accomplishments of these future leaders and reflect on their years of learning. We are grateful for your hand in their education and that each one of them is with us today. Thank you for their families and friends who support them in this profession, and for those that have gone before them and sacrificed for this country. Be with us today as we celebrate their graduation and entry into the ranks of those who have served honorably. You have taught them many lessons in their time with us. Please help them to grow in wisdom and give them integrity and strength throughout their careers. We ask for your hand to be ever on these men and women. May we never forget the price that has been paid for our freedom, and grant us the courage to protect what you have given us. Amen.
Thank you, Cadet Jurgens. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We would like to extend a warm welcome to the university officials, guests from the ROTC Advisory Board, faculty members, and other supporters from the community. We also want to thank the family and friends of today's commissionees, as well as all current service members and veterans in attendance. It is a great honor having you here. I would like to introduce today's commissioning party, led by Lieutenant Colonel Matthew L. Tillman, Professor of Military Science and the commissioning official for today's ceremony. Major General Lonnie G. Hibbard, our guest speaker for today's commissioning. Command Sergeant Major Beeson, the Senior Enlisted Advisor for the Center of Initial Military Training, and Master Sergeant Joseph Camarillo, our Senior Military Instructor for the Ram Battalion. Ladies and gentlemen, the Professor of Military Science and our Ram Battalion Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Tillman.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a beautiful day in Fort Collins. We've almost got all the trees in bloom, but it's even better because we get to celebrate this monumental step these fantastic young Americans will make today. General Hibbard, Sergeant Major Beeson, Colonel Biggleman, and other distinguished officers and non-commissioned officers, friends and family of the Ram Battalion, welcome to today's ceremony as we officially make these college graduates into second lieutenants for all three components of your Army. As stated, I'm the Professor of Military Science here at CSU, Matt Tillman, and this morning I have the distinct pleasure of introducing our guest speaker, Major General Lonnie Hibbard. General Hibbard currently serves as the Commanding General for the Center for Initial Military Training and the Senior Army Element Commander at Fort Eustis, Virginia. I need to scope that for you. General Hibbard's team takes 130,000 civilian volunteers from across every walk of life in our great country and turns them into soldiers. Disciplined, fit, combat-ready soldiers for the greatest army our planet has ever seen. In addition to his current role as the commander of IMT, he has served in every leadership position in the Army, from platoon through brigade command to the Deputy Commanding General of the 7th Infantry Division. General Hibbard's storied Army career began as an ROTC graduate, like you guys, at the University of Northern Dakota, where he earned his Bachelor of Science degree in Airway Science and Aircraft Systems Management. He first served as a combat engineer and then as an Army aviation officer qualified on the AH-64 Apache. He has combat deployments in support of Operation Desert Shield and Storm, Operation Southern Watch, and Operation Iraqi Freedom. In addition to his BS from the University of North Dakota, Major General Hibbard holds a Master of Science in Strategic Studies from the U.S. Army War College. To say he has a wealth of leadership experience is clearly an understatement. However, Major General Hibbard is no stranger to CSU. For nearly 3 years, his command and the CSU Department of Health and Exercise Science, along with this ROTC program, have partnered to study the most effective way to train ROTC cadets for the new Army Combat Physical Fitness Test, the ACFT. And I'm sure family members, you've heard some complaining about that test. And if you're not familiar, I took it Wednesday and my legs are sore, but it's the right move. General Hibbard's team is responsible for integrating that test across the Army. And as we attempt to grow our culture of health and wellness from this ROTC program for our Army, his team has provided us with a ton of help with expertise, equipment, and Army-level support. Sir, your partnership is really important to this land-grant university. It's helped us to develop cross-departmental relationships that make us better ambassadors for the Army here in northern Colorado. It's brought ROTC a level of academic visibility that we could never attain without a study of this scale, but most importantly, our partnership has helped to train nearly 100 lieutenants who truly embrace the culture of wellness and fitness that our Army needs. In short, sir, thank you for your continued support of the Ram Battalion and CSU. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Major General Lonnie Hibbard back to campus.
Just feels good to take that mask off. I'm sweating. Well, good morning. What an absolutely great day to be a soldier. And I'm excited, as Matt said, to be back here at CSU with the Ram Battalion for this incredibly special event for these 5 commissioning officers you see before you here today. What is interesting and what is kind of nice, at least for me, as Matt said, I was from that northern Dakota, often called North Dakota. But it's been 32 years to the day since I was sitting where you guys were here today, May 14th of 1989. And I was just as anxious as you are to begin that new and exciting chapter in my life. I'm proud to be here and excited for the challenges that lie ahead of all of you. If I could, I would take my rank off, sit in that empty chair there, and join you again to start another career in the Army. You're about to embark on a great journey and the best rank in the Army of Second Lieutenant. So, Lieutenant Colonel Tillman, ladies and gentlemen, families and friends, it's my privilege to join you here today to honor these cadets who will in a few minutes give their oath to serve our nation faithfully and commission as the next generation of Army officers. I want to thank the family and friends of the cadets who we honor here today. You have already made a great contribution to your country by instilling in these cadets the value and discipline of hard work and the importance of service to our great nation. Your guidance and support has led these young leaders to this singular moment in their lives, and without you, these cadets might not be sitting here in uniform today, about to be entrusted with the responsibility of America's most precious resource, their soldiers. I also want to recognize the faculty and staff of the Colorado State University for all their time and energy in preparing these future Army leaders for what lies ahead. The Army can't thank you enough. I also want to recognize the officers and non-commissioned officers and civilians of the RAM ROTC Battalion for their dedication and commitment to these cadets. Your efforts have set these young leaders on the road to success with great training events like the Bronze Boot Rally Run, for 39 miles from the Wyoming border down here to Canvas Stadium. In my understanding, that's the only game day tradition that survived COVID this year, so well done. The spring FTX at the Air Force Academy, including CH-47 flights for most of the underclassmen that attended the 30 hours of situational training lanes out of a patrol base in low sub-teen temperatures. And of course, as Lieutenant Colonel Tillman said, what is near and dear to my heart, the support for the ACFT study. Please join me in a round of applause for the cadre, faculty, and staff that make up the RAM Battalion. Commissioning ceremonies mark an important and singular moment where the Army passes the mantle of leadership and trust to a new Army officer. It is the culmination of balancing educational demands, a challenging military science curriculum, co-curricular activities, and many months of summer training, FTX, mentorship, and leader development opportunities. These cadets have trained to thrive in a rapidly evolving environment. They have developed agile, adaptive thinking skills necessary to perform in difficult circumstances anywhere in the world that our Army may ask us to go. These leaders will find themselves facing far greater challenges than I could have ever imagined when I pinned on my gold bars in 1989. Like Taylor, managing cadet contact tracing, following for cadets during the pandemic, resulting in 26 cadets in quarantine. Ben planning FTXs that get canceled due to COVID, or Emma serving as nearly the entire staff during a training event due to the rest of the staff getting quarantined. You know, those are just a few of the challenges that these cadets have had to face already in their career. Chaos in technology defines the nature of today's conflict and presents itself within domains of space and cyberspace that weren't contested or really even thought about when I was a lieutenant. It'll be the duty of these new commissioning cadets to make sense of it, to create innovative solutions to complex problems in a short amount of time, and like all of us, with constrained resources. These are the skills to lead in the Army of tomorrow and beyond, and these leaders, the Army's newest officers, are ready to take that challenge. Cadets, congratulations on what you've accomplished. You've done an incredible job managing the responsibilities of ROTC while balancing a full class load and excelling as both student and cadet. You should be proud of your efforts, because I know the rest of us here attending today, we definitely are. As a commissioned officer in the United States Army, you are a warrior and an unwavering defender of the Constitution. There is no greater demonstration of the trust from a republic than is the bestowal of an officer's commission. Upon accepting this trust, you must carry with it a corresponding burden of practical and moral responsibility to live up to our nation's expectations of those of us in the profession of arms. You must always remember the U.S. Army exists for one reason: to be the guardians of freedom, defending the American way of life. The Army will continue to answer the call to duty to fight and win our nation's wars, whenever and wherever that may occur. This is the Army's non-negotiable contract with the American people, and each of you will help us keep that. All officers begin their career taking a common oath as they receive their commission. This oath is simple and deliberately unconditional, pledging loyalty not to an individual or to a political party, but to the Constitution of the United States, the legal document that symbolizes and represents every American citizen. In a moment, you will give this solemn oath and the future of our soldiers and our nation will come to rest in your hands as an officer in the United States Army. As you set out on your new career as an Army officer, I wish to offer you some advice. And this advice took me a few years to figure out, and I hope I can pass this to you to accelerate your learning curve. The most important thing is habits make the officer. So strive every day to practice those behaviors and attitudes that make for a successful officer. And here are some habits that I recommend. Habit number 1, spend more time listening than you do talking. That wisdom has been around for a long time. You know, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. This applies at all ranks in the Army. And as I visit units and talk to our young soldiers, I'm constantly reminded about how smart, ingenious, and capable our soldiers are. Pay attention to cues and listen to them with curiosity. This will help you understand what is being said, and more importantly, will help you get to know your soldiers. Connect with them, and most importantly, learn from them. It's hard to lead, motivate, and inspire soldiers unless you know them. Habit number 2, read something about our profession or our world every day. You must strive to learn something new every day. You know, there hasn't been a job that I've been in the Army at any rank that hasn't had a learning curve, and some are more steep than others. The education you received here at CSU is a solid foundation on which to build a career, but if you stop reading today, then you stop learning. And a successful career of an Army officer requires that you be a lifelong learner. Our Army is constantly changing and rapidly changing, and you have to seek out those changes and understand them and apply them without having to be spoon-fed. Habit number 3, remind yourself every day that the Army's greatest asset is its people. You may be the one in charge. You must also lead with compassion, treating everyone with dignity and respect, and always doing the right thing. Soldiers are watching you and forming an opinion about your leadership ability at all times, on and off duty, as they look to you as that roadmap for success, as you did the cadre here at CSU. Don't let them down. Habit number 4, take care of yourself. I know at 23, 24 years old, that concern isn't foremost in your minds on a day-to-day basis. But I'm not just talking about nutrition or exercise. Always remember that true fitness does not stop at physical fitness. There is more to consider to ensure total wellness, and it includes all aspects that support your emotional and spiritual fitness as well. So give yourself some time every day to attend to your emotional and spiritual needs. You will find that these are critical, especially in times of adversity. You will have to figure out what that means for you. It could be 30 minutes of reflection a day, but whatever it is, you need to figure it out and stay grounded. If I had to pick one habit that remains supreme for an Army officer, it would be this one: accept personal responsibility. Who you are as a person, the kind of leader you will be known for, depends on you taking personal responsibility for your actions and the actions of your subordinates. You must commit to do this every day, to indeed make that a habit that you do not forsake. Throughout your career as an Army officer, you or members of your unit will be required to make difficult decisions in difficult situations. The outcomes of those decisions are your responsibility to accept. If the outcomes are good, then humbly credit the success to your unit and your soldiers. If the outcomes are bad, then don't pass the buck. Bravely take on the failure and learn from it, and pass on those lessons learned to your unit and your peers so your soldiers and friends benefit from the experience. Always remember, the Army is a team sport. As I think about the difficult moments you may be facing in the future, I'm reminded of what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at the times of challenge and controversy. Your integrity and character as a leader will be revealed in the moments of your life and your career you face those difficult moments. So take personal responsibility for your actions and for the actions of your subordinates. Doing so, you will show those around you that you are worthy of their respect and their trust. I have one more habit to mention, and of all of them, I hope this one is the easiest to achieve. But although through my experience, it often proves to be the most difficult. Love what you do or why you do it, or better yet, both. If you're having fun and love what you do, it will be contagious for your soldiers. And if they love what they do, they will go out of their way to take care of each other and make the unit succeed. The easiest way never to work a day in your life is to always love what you're doing at the moment that you are doing it. But I know you may find yourself at times in your life or your career when you're required to do something you simply cannot love. So if you can't love what you do, then love why you're doing it. Just think back to this moment, right here, right now, and remember why you chose to serve. You are embarking on a journey of selfless service. I know I can speak for the American people when I say thank you for making that journey. Thank you for everything you have done. I am proud of you, and I am proud of what you have already accomplished, and I look forward to your leadership and what you will bring to the United States Army. Once the ceremony concludes, each of you will be headed in different destinations, but wherever you go and whatever you do, CSU and the Ram Battalion have equipped you well for the challenges you will face. So congratulations again, and I wish you every success on your journey. So thank you for what you do, and thank you for what you're about to do. And remember, victory starts here. Thank you.
Sir, on behalf of the Ram Battalion, I do want to present you with a small gift. I know it's a lot for a man who's managing what you do to come and speak, but it's really neat to have you here on the anniversary of your commissioning. Cool. On behalf of the Ram Battalion, sir, thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you, Matt. I'll put that back to you. I appreciate it. No. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Got it.
The life and the commitment of an officer is not easy. The Army officer lives under a strong and personal code that guides them in the standards of official and personal conduct. This is a code that includes the loyalty to the nation, personal trustworthiness, and honor. This code involves the execution of two things: the oath of office and the officer's commission. Each newly commissioned officer becomes an agent of the executive branch of government, appointed by the President of the United States. The pinning of the second lieutenant rank is a visible sign of this appointment and the commitment made by the officer. Also a part of the ceremony is the first salute, a time-honored tradition within the Army that dates to the early British regiments in colonial America. In years past, newly commissioned British officers were assigned an enlisted soldier to train them, teach them the regiment's history and traditions, and to ensure that their equipment met the appropriate standards. Grateful officers often showed their heartfelt gratitude by informally compensating the enlisted soldier with a small sum of money. This tradition is carried on today by the newly commissioned officer by providing the enlisted soldier rendering the first salute with a silver dollar. And now, we will introduce to you the commissionees. For those participating in the candidates' presentation, please come forward to the side of the stage when it is their time. The cadets will commission in the alphabetical order, and you can find the list in your program. This is also an excellent opportunity for photos, so please feel free to move around when your candidate's name is announced. Cadet Taylor Bolzomi, please come forward. Cadet Bolzomi earned a Bachelor's of Arts degree in Human Development and Family Studies. Her proudest accomplishments in college were being selected for a 4-year ROTC scholarship, completing Air Assault School, competing in Ranger Challenge, breaking 200 pounds on the bench press, and serving as the Cadet Battalion Commander, all while earning a commission in the United States Army. Cadet Bolzomi begins her Army career as an active duty infantry officer, where she will begin her journey at the Infantry Basic Officer Leaders Course at Fort Benning, Georgia. Her cousin, Captain Patrick Bolzomi, will administer the oath of office. Affixing her rank is her parents, former specialist Gino Bolzomi and Eva Bolzomi. Lieutenant Bolzomi's first salute will be rendered by her father as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Taylor Bolzomi. Cadet Ryan Geddes, please come forward. Cadet Geddes earned a Bachelor's of Science in Environmental Horticulture. His proudest accomplishments in college were making the Dean's List 3 times after returning back to college, while earning a commission in the United States Army. Cadet Geddes begins his Army career in the Colorado National Guard as a quartermaster officer with the 147th BSB here in Fort Collins, Colorado. His stepfather, retired Major Jake Frazier, will administer the oath of office. Affixing his rank is his parents, Amy Frazier and Jeremy Geddes. Lieutenant Geddes' first salute will be rendered by First Sergeant Inlow. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Ryan Geddes. Cadet Jesse Hernandez, please come forward. Cadet Hernandez earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in Health and Exercise Science. His proudest accomplishments in college were being selected for a scholarship and was accepted into a STEM degree program and to be graduating with honors while earning a commission in the United States Army. Cadet Hernandez begins his Army career in Hawaii National Guard as an aviation officer with the 207th Aviation Regiment in Oahu. His stepfather, retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Mark Cerise, will administer the oath of office. Affixing his rank is his parents, Dr. Mark Hernandez and Catherine Series. Lieutenant Hernandez's first salute will be rendered by Sergeant First Class Stroud. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Jesse Hernandez. Cadet Emma Lurch, please come forward. Cadet Lurch earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in biology. Her proudest accomplishments in college were serving as the entire cadet battalion staff during our joint field training exercise, running the command post by herself, and earning the credentials to become accepted into grad school at St. Louis University, all while earning a commission in the United States Army. Cadet Lurch begins her Army career as a reserve chemical officer with the 648th Regional Support Group in St. Louis, Missouri. Her father, retired Navy Commander Thomas Lurch, will administer the oath of office. Affixing her rank is her mother, Corinne Lurch, and sister, Olivia Lurch. Lieutenant Lurch's first salute will be rendered by Sergeant First Class Stroud. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Emma Lurch. Cadet Ben Mossy, please come forward. Cadet Mossy earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in Business Marketing. His proudest accomplishments in college were serving as the Cadet Battalion Operations Officer during our first COVID-impacted semester and played baseball as a CSU Ram, while earning his commission in the United States Army. Cadet Mossy begins his Army career in the Colorado National Guard as a military intelligence officer with the 135th General Support Aviation Battalion at Buckley Air Force Base in Aurora, Colorado. I, Captain Josh Curtis, will administer the oath of office. Affixing his rank is his parents, Amy Martin and Peter Mossy. Lieutenant Mossy's first salute will be rendered by Sergeant First Class Stroud. Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Ben Mossy. In recognition of our new lieutenant's accomplishments, over the past 4 years, we present them with a parting gift. This gift consists of a box with a challenge coin in it. Engraved on the box is the lieutenant's name and the date of commissioning. The challenge coin itself is engraved with the Ram Battalion motto, which is Duces in Pace Ate Bello, leaders in peace or war. Lieutenant Colonel Tillman and Master Sergeant Camarillo are now presenting our lieutenants with their commissioning certificates and gift. Ladies and gentlemen, the Army's newest second lieutenants. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army song and remain standing for the departure of the official party. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the formal portion of today's ceremony. Thank you for your attendance and continued support. We ask that you clear the immediate area to make space for our next commissioning group. Thank you.